Hi everyone, welcome to my Quilt Tube number 2. My name's Teresa Louise and thank you for stopping by at my channel today to see what I've been up to. Today I thought I would just give you an update like I did last week on the things that I've been working on in my sewing room. Okay, so last week I said I needed to get some labels made and get those labels put on, and got those done. There was 3 of them. Also, I mentioned a raffle quilt that I'm working on. I have made progress on that, and I was going to show that to you. So let me get it out. Better put those on. So if you haven't been here before, I'm working on a raffle quilt. I made the pattern for this, and which was just a lot of fun and very interesting. Last week I mentioned that I needed to get some applique part of it done, and then get those blocks sewn on, and so I've done the applique. That's the deer. This is the cougar. Oh shoot, I didn't know I had pins in it. Gotta watch out for that. And okay, the deer. Should just get it and fold it out. Some thread. We always find those, right? Always have threads. And here's a ram. And then the other one is a man on horseback. I would call him a miner. Or maybe he's just out hunting. Hard to say what he's doing. There we go. The other one. So let me hold it up. And get the chair out of my way. Okay. And it's a cougar panel. Can't tell if you can, how well you can see that, but it's got the Delectable Mountains all around the whole thing. So this week I'm going to put another border along here, and that's probably going to be this cream color. And these are all batiks. So I'll do another border, that border, and then just see what I need to do next. This needs to be a generous queen size. And in my pattern, I had 1, 2, 3 rows of these. But if I do that, I think I'm going to have a generous king. So I'm going to scale it back a little bit. But the good news is I have all those mountains already made, so I could put those together and make another quilt. And I think we'll just save that one for like a disaster quilt or something. Our raffle quilt goes in our quilt show this year. and it'll be raffled off, and then the money we use for our quilt club. We do donate a lot of stuff to the community and back to the community, and we also do quite a few quilts of valor, and we do a lot of disaster quilts. So we use that money to help us buy more materials. The next thing I have almost finished. The only thing I think I really finished last week were those labels, and I have a lot of things almost there. Right? Those are called work in progress. To me, like the UFOs is like something I put away, and oh, there's an unfinished project down there. Anyway, so I'm almost done with the quilt from Creative Notions, the February box, which was pinwheels, and it was paper piecing. And love Creative Notions monthly subscription. And I just need to go through my stash and look for some border fabric. I am going to go around this one more time, I think, with white. Let me show you. You can tell me what you think. So I think this will make a nice baby quilt. I think I should have tried to see if I could get some more of that fabric from Vicky and make it bigger, but that's okay. I'll make it a little bigger with some borders. And then maybe I'll just use it as a baby quilt. I've already made 2 baby quilts for my niece. You know, she had the new baby in January. Of course, I could just go ahead and spoil her and send her another one. Nothing wrong with that, right? I just might do that. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of this done. But it's not really the priority because, like I said, I've already done 2 baby quilts for my niece. The next thing is, do you remember I told you about those Susie blocks? Well, I still have not, number 1, picked out the pattern, number 2, cut any fabric. So I have 20 fat quarters in here, and this is a project that my group is doing, and it's like a block swap thing. It is due at the end of April. And I guess I found out at our last meeting that there's a couple of us that haven't even started, and we were wanting an extension. But I think everybody else is done. I kept saying, I'm going to get those done in the wintertime. Well, here in northern Idaho, it's still winter, but you know how it is. You get busy. Plus, I'm trying, not making excuses, okay? But I need to do some quilting too on my long arm. So, there's priorities. And the priority really has to be the quilting on the long arm because it's not my quilt. It's somebody else's quilt. So what I do is I load the quilt on the long arm, and I figure out what the pattern's going to be. And all my quilting, I do free motion. I do edge to edge free motion, but my heart is really into more of a custom quilting. I also do like a mid-custom quilting just to, help bring that cost down a little bit for people. But my edge to edge is pretty reasonable. And I do quite a bit of that for local people. And anyway, so I'll be showing you more of the quilt I'm working on later in a different video. And that quilt is one of the quilts that Becca sent me. Yeah, so I'm really excited to share that with you. And like I said, that'll be in a different video. So those are my 2 priorities. this other stuff, you know, I'll quilt for a few hours and then take a break, and then I can cut out some material, work on something else, just, you know, to get them to move around. Because, you know, I do have fibromyalgia. A lot of you know that. And I have back problems. And so I try not to do one thing for too long, you know. And I think that really helps moving around, because when you're on the long arm, you know, the way you're looking, you know, and you're holding yourself that way. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm starting to get into what I'm doing and designing, time just flies. And so I'll set a timer, so, you know, no more after this long, or take a break and then go back. So anyway, so part of my break will be figuring out what I'm going to do with these Susie block, start getting those cut out. I can cut the borders for those other two quilts. You know, that's not too big of a deal. And sew those. And so I didn't get to work on my art quilt at all. You know, I'm really bummed about that. But there it is. Still gives me inspiration, and maybe I'll get to go I'm looking over at it, if you're wondering. Maybe I can go put a piece here and there. I'm thinking about taking it downstairs. I have a little spot downstairs behind the couch where I have a table and a sewing machine. And I'm thinking about just taking it down there. And that way in the evening I can be down there and work on it down there, and spend a little time with my husband. So I think I might do that. Except for, come to think of it, I probably should take these down there and just get them done, right? Just get them done. It's only 20 of them. I can do it. I can get them done before April. Okay. So nothing on the art quilt, so I can't share that with you. I'm looking at my list. So I also had said that I was going to try and get this Goodness Grows block cut up. I'm not doing that. I took that off the list because I have too much other stuff going on, and that's just not the priority right now. So that's at the bottom of the list. I was also going to organize some scraps. That's not going to happen. I did deep clean my sewing room Sunday. You know, got dusted, vacuumed. Anytime I'm getting ready to put a new quilt on, I always vacuum and get my machine all cleaned up and everything, and make sure everything's, you know, good. So I did get a little bit of that done Sunday. And let's see. So yeah, that's it. That's what I'm working on this week. And yeah, it's cold outside. We still have several feet of snow. Yeah. And it's starting to melt down a little bit, and then it makes this layer of ice on our road, and the dogs are like, you know, poor. And we have a really old dog who's like, you know, 12, and he has bad hips anyway, and I feel so sorry for him. And so we can't take him on his normal walk because our driveway goes like this, you know. Well, he would just, you know, and then he falls down, and then he's, you know, hurt for a few days, and so his walks have been shortened. One of these days I'm going to do a video outside of our area so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But for now, I got to get to work, and I'm so glad that you stopped by. Please subscribe and be sure and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I have a new video. And how about a thumbs up today? All right. Happy March. Talk to you guys later. Bye for now.